Hello, everyone.
Good evening. Good morning.
Yeah, from the wonderful planet of Earth, yet another wonderful day in paradise here. What more is there to say?
Ah, Well, I've been thinking that what more is there to see, what more is there to do in this world as of late. I know, maybe it's the aliens next.
The aliens. Or the next lockdown, we see.
Yeah. I just hope they don't combine the two of them, They're like, well, the aliens have brought, this terrible virus with them. It's like a form of chicken pox, but it's not alien chicken pox.
Yeah,
That would really, really.
yeah. Well, maybe we start focusing us on the energies we're dealing right now with after or in the blue moon.
Mm.
So, if I could ask everybody to do first daily or weekly, however you would like to pick up on it. Energies first.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a card that came out, and I feel like it certainly does relate to this. Um, so it's the Ascension card, but it's in reverse. Here, the number four. In numerology, that could mean, the square or the earth element, solid grounding, structure, routine. But this is in reverse, and this is meant to be the light body expanding, vibrating at a higher resonance, and moving outside of the comfort zones where the growth actually is. But it seems that people are really stuck in their comfort zones at this moment in time, and there's no growth there. So I feel like there's, with I think it's learning how to use these tools like social media as well, because I feel like people are just so comfortable at home on social media, on Netflix, and beyond their 9 to 5 job, there is no real like personal development or, what we would say would be spiritual development. And the big topic here, if this card was the right way up, is that the shoulders they carry responsibility. And I feel like a lot of people are lacking that responsibility. They're looking for somebody else to take on the responsibility for them. Okay, uh, the government or our leaders or whatever, maybe they have the answers, but it seems like they never really had the answer. And the more that you look at what's going on in the world today, I don't know. For me personally, there's a lot of huge question marks that come with it, and I feel like people are not logically asking the right questions to themselves even. And I don't know if there's some spiritual deformation there, or if there is a wound there, a certain type of suffering that they either enjoy or is too much for them, that they're unable to realize to step into their spiritual growth, their spiritual development, and take on responsibility. Um, and of course not accept what is given to them too much, because I feel like that takes away also life experience as well. And of course, if you don't have that fearlessness, then you're just very fearful. And I think that that is probably more damaging to the health and the Trinity, if you like, the mind, body, and soul, than the consumption of the social media or unhealthy foods, for example. So that's the energies that I'm picking up on as of this moment. And I feel like people are looking at the mirror and they know what's coming next. People are even, there's rumors of going around what's coming next. and it seems to shadow and mirror 2020. And people are just like, okay, what's going to happen? You know, are we going to do this? Are we going to accept it? Do they have the answers? Did they ever have the answers? Does it even matter? And I feel like people have really lost that connection with themselves to be so self-sufficient, you know, self-sufficient, self-reliable, and coming up with the answers themselves. Um, so that was the first card I had. If anybody wants to add to that, something more
But
positive, maybe.
yeah, if that's just one card, I think we would sit here 3 hours if we do five. No, I'm teasing. No, sorry, I'm teasing, but I'm allowed.
Yeah, no, it just come off the back of the energy of what we were talking about just previously. Um, but I like somebody else to add on to that, see what they get for this, and see if they can find. Uh,
Well, I got also something mm, like still some connections, some strings of energy connected between people and different things, which should actually be cut, or you should know exactly which to cut, like in a bomb that could explode, something like that I saw. And it has a bit something to do with the energy you described, because as on a global level, and I have the world card in reverse here also, it's just something that needs to be rearranged, or there is some kind of illusion that is not even an illusion anymore. People become kind of aware of that, but they still don't change it. So um, it's either going to maybe come out as an event or in everyone's lives personally, that they need to cut these cords in the end. Um, yeah,
So,
but there are a lot of swords, mental thoughts, and so on.
so Shakti, welcome back, and my welcome as well. We go to the messages in a moment. We just do the daily, respectively weekly energies we are in first from everybody, and then we pass on to messages.
So my goodness, Hidden Dragon, that was said, JC just said really, really well. There is a stuckness, a stillness. People just want to just stay where they are. They don't want to go and make the motions. They don't want to do things. I feel that energy of just, okay, I'm just going to be here. So you explained it really, really well on that. And then on the spiritual, yes, I see that too, that you're that not realizing, okay, they're all around and you're getting messages and stuff like that. It's just really feeling with the energy around is what I was getting. So thank you.
I got King of Cups reversed. It's about emotions and it's about balance. So I would say maybe at the moment, energy is that you need to kind of reassume everyone, better reassume about how to find this inner balance, um, and how maybe like to heal yourself if you have some emotions stuck because it's upside down. So definitely there could be some sometimes it's hard on emotional level. Think as well about the um, spiritual path and manifestations, because this message connected with the Pisces. So and they can represent all this mystical paths. No, that's my message. Thank you.
Andromedan priest, can we wake you up? If you want.
Welcome everybody who's joining us. Horse drawn portrait. Welcome, Maj, and Shakti. Today we're just doing it. At the moment, we're just doing a daily reading of the daily energies. Hope that you can take something from this.
Yes, we get to the question just after, and welcome back, Horse Drawn Portrait. So, yeah, the energies generally are pretty, right now, are complicated, and challenges are on many levels. The main challenges right now on the divine male that will shift next week, for now. It's not necessarily a good decision to take a good time to take too many private decisions. The air is too clouded for that. On a personal level, though, there is enormous potential for growth. We have in the setup of the energies right now. So growth is definitely the main topic rising, but we speak about getting denser and rising in spirituality more than anything else. Uh, yeah, I would say a lot of work for many people if they choose to accept the task at hand. But as Hidden Dragon said in the start, yes, there is a lethargy. Uh, Astrologically, I think the lethargy is explainable, and we will see more reaction to all of this. I don't think or see it happening again. I see other events pushing it off the stage in the end. Because, yeah, that's just my take on the daily or weekly energies.
Yeah, for me, I'll just add astrologically. Today is the first day of winter. Of course, it's fall. No, not fall. Fall. Yeah, it's fall. The first day, but if you divide the year in 6 months summer, 6 months winters, September 1 is day one of beginning of winter. Um, and we humans have a tendency, well, we're not like ants. We don't usually spend our summers preparing for winter. So people are at the moment is that transition phase also with a Pisces full moon. Um, yeah, there's a lot of intensity in the emotional world, and everyone's living it in their own way, I guess. Um, yeah. So with that beginning of winter in mind, that's important to keep the theme for the next 6 months till we get to summer again, which will be, well, Aries day one, which is March 21st. So yeah, I guess it's a phase of um, well, collecting resources, accumulating, expanding, growing. And of course, there's release, but well, we're not in summer anymore. So that release needs to be transmuted in a, well, it depends how you are, of course. But you get the idea.
Makes sense.
Okay. Thank you, Andromedan priest.
Took me a bit.
Right.
Okay, so we have a few message requests. Shakti Sirius was the first. Are you still with us, Shakti? For who of the people who wanted the message is still with us, then I would like to do the message for somebody who's also here, since we do this live.
Manish is here. Will
Yeah,
Maestro have
here.
your
Okay.
test? Oh, Shakti, see it too.
Okay. Well, you are just the next one, just after this, Shakti. We'd go now with much, and then you, Shakti, and Horstrom Portrait. We will just look at your question after. And welcome, everybody. Welcome. Um, I'm happy to start the reading. Yeah, I on the initial question, I have a yes. Yes, he will pass the driving test, but I see a money issue to get there. Maybe I'm wrong, but and correct me if I'm wrong, but I see a financement problem here. But the initial or the actual test, I see no problem, but a financial problem
Yeah,
here. My, but
that's it.
yes, but I'm just telling you what the card's telling me here. So if that's not an issue, I have the definite yes on the passing of the test.
Yeah, I also got the money card that came out on the end here. And the first card that I saw here was the honesty card, and that's in reverse. So I think that, yeah, I think that he hides his feelings and his confidence a little bit. Um, the second time doing it, that's probably why. And as I said, and as the Guardian said as well, there's a money thing here. So maybe that's saying that it might be the third time. Third time's a charm for it. So I would definitely work on this card, getting it the right way up. And this is the solar plexus. So the confidence seems to be over talking it, trying to talk himself into it rather than, I don't know, because I get the friend card here or the sibling, maybe there isn't uh, enough either study or practical or theory, or there's an overconfidence there. I have an issue right now. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Then he's obviously competent driver, but all I will say is that, yeah, I think there's something in the energies here that are just not lining up properly to give it a solid yes. That's good.
So I see that it looks on a good road. There's some, so there's, so your question is just on the test thing, but I feel that there's some issues or some problems around that, like he's trying to still deal with a little bit. He's making a great path and he's making it really good going ahead, but there's, I just feel a little bit of like this and that right now, not saying everything. So just yeah, and I feel that he's like he's mm-hmm, exactly. He's going um forward and wants to do it and wants to please you and really wants to get this going, but like okay, I'm not sure about everything. It's almost like a anxious feeling is what I get, but yet he is able to do all this. He's able to do all this stuff. Oh yeah, exactly. and he does talk to you and he'll say things, but sometimes he holds things a little bit back and just wants you to be happy. Mm-hmm. Yep, I was getting that. Let me see. Thank you so much for the input. We appreciate that so much when you go and let us know on things. It helps us. Let me. What? So I'm getting something on, like there was a light or something like that, and just sometimes having problems on that. So I don't know what that was about. I don't know if that was before, but I feel, yeah, uh, pretty good road going ahead. So, thank you.
So it is the wrong. Well, the answer is yeah. The nature of the question. Well, I guess you're just starting out. Uh, there's some disruption in the energy. But my feeling says that he has a good shot at doing it. He just needs to not be anxious around it. Just I don't know. Just make it okay if it passes. Make it okay if it doesn't pass, and just give him that feeling, and then let him do the best he can.
No, I also see him kind of already with, so I hope it will be this timing, because sometimes, I kind of see result. I got the Page of Pentacles, which is about getting and obtaining courses, results, or something. So that's his driving lessons, which he is getting. By kind of thinking, before he is a lot of worries as well coming for me, and whatever previous reader said, I think he is a bit like worried or feeling sometimes like not confident inside, because King of Pentacle reverse. So he needs to get those kind of very confident, not look for instructor probably, like, just to, and he gets it, yes. But it's a good learning for him. In any case, he will pass.
I don't know exactly what more to add. Um, in the beginning, I also had something like a money card. I was thinking maybe he has to pay more money for it, or he needs to pay to pass the test. But then I don't know. Um, it may be that he feels like he needs to do more, but can't really because he has some trust issues. But I do see that growing too. Uh, but I think that knowing this, um, there could be better guidance from you, maybe towards growth.
Yeah. She said that she paid a fortune already to the first instructor, and I think that's why the money card's coming out in a few of the different psychic readings here, and also with the dishonesty card here. I think there's just, as you said, the uncertainty, the anxiety, the communication seems to be under a little bit of pressure. So in Ireland, you do 12 lessons. He did over 25. Okay, okay. So eventually he's going to pass it, But I feel like what we're picking up on here is that there may be a little bit of pressure and the communication, and I feel like more expression, honesty with your feelings and what he's thinking as well, would just definitely help this situation. That's the main issue. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. The driving lessons are expensive these days. Yeah, yeah.
But I feel also that he needs to let go of what's attached to it. If it's the money or the new gain freedom, what he gets, or job opportunities, if you have all of this on the shoulders, on the test, your skills can be as good as you want. Your head will literally F you. And that's probably why the money card came up as a sign for the pressure. I concur with my colleagues. But if he looks at it, look, life is long, and in 10, 15 years, he will not even remember any of it anymore. These are the moments in time, they are fleeting. And I think that's where you probably can pass on your wisdom to ground him in the moment where it counts. So it's everything. All energies are always in the now.
Yeah. Maybe some breath work as well, some breathing exercises or whatever it takes for him to prepare mentally or physically, emotionally, whichever, um, would maybe help as well.
So, Shakti, you were next. Are you still with us?
Oh, jeez, that is crazy. My goodness. I'm 35 now, and I done my lessons when I was like 19, and I was paying literally like £15 per lesson. So that is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy if you think about the numbers of lessons you need to take. In the US, you do it in a day.
Mm.
So, Shakti, that was the question you wanted us to look at. So it's guidance. If you are here, do you ask for spiritual guidance or general what we pick up on? Or whatever comes. Spiritual, okay. That's what I kind of picked up on. Hello, monsieur.
Hey, Carl.
Welcome to our little round.
Yeah, there's also crash courses they call it, where you get like a package. Um, Obviously, a bit more money, but it's kind of done there and then. Just to add. So, is it possible to ask if I will be able to take myself in trance state? I can do it for others.
I didn't quite understand the request, if I'm being honest.
So
I,
that she puts her clients into trance state or other people into a trance state, but she is unable to do it for herself. From what I understood from that, is that correct, Shakti?
mm,
Okay, Shakti. And are these clients you're talking about, Shakti, if you don't mind me asking? You say other people.
Look, Shakti, it's very simple. Um, when you have deep waters, and that's what the trance state will be, the heat is always in the bottom of your water. And right now, it's the opposite. So you need to reverse the polarity to put yourself in the trance. What you send out is reverse from what you do to yourself. If I make sense here. Yes, yes, yes. That's the activations. That's the activations. You ain't needing activations to do it for yourself. So, in other words, you wanna put, instead of having your highest density in the crown, you want your highest density in the 14th chakra to do this, which is the minus pole of your navel chakra, and ground very strong, and then the trance comes automatically in your case. Yes, it's always easier to heal others than yourself or whatever you want to do, but here it's really a density issue because you are very heavy in the crown and in your center. The self is very not important to you. But if you do an own trance state, it goes out of the ego. Does that make a sense?
I was wondering why. I was looking into the crystal ball and I was seeing, strangely enough, I see a dog panting. This is strange, right? And that heat part makes sense, but I feel that the dog symbolizes like a loyalty. You have a loyalty, obviously, to your clients and a set time and appointments when everything is ritualistically or routinely structured in your mind, so it's set. And the dog is symbolizing, like care and loyalty. And I feel like if you could internalize those energies for yourself, this would really help you somewhat, because I feel like on the opposite side, if you look at the dog symbolism, what I'm seeing here in the negative sense, it's like it's working like a dog, yeah. And if you're overworking it, it's over panting, the heating, and it's just not. You're just not getting the right result out of that there. So, um, yeah, that's what I'm seeing in the crystal ball here. So I feel the main energies here will be loyalty and care. Yes. Yeah.
Um, I have here the Ten of Pentacles. I see these people here that you are able to connect and so on. But then in the challenge is, it seems there are still a lot of people or some aspects of yourself what you cannot connect so much. Like maybe you don't um, forgive something to yourself, or you are maybe afraid of connecting with some parts. Um, I got the Empress here, so feminine energy, and the masculine is a bit. I think there is also an unbalance in some of the chakras, or between how you are, like your sensitiveness, sensitivity, and how you do things with others. Maybe you want to observe also which energy do you use more, the feminine or the masculine, when you work with people, and which energy is maybe blocked when you try to work with yourself. But I sense a certain uncertainty in yourself when you try to connect with these aspects. uh, mm, yeah, I don't know what to say more. There's something, yeah, in the center of you which needs to be realized, or you aiming more with your soul. I don't know.
So I feel that when you're in the zone, You get in the zone with, the people that you help out. But then there's different things that, yes, you have worked on things, on your own and stuff like that. But I feel that there's still more things to work out to get yourself in that spot, in that zone. Because I feel that there was something in the past that just sometimes goes like this. And that's why it's a little bit harder to work with you. Um, and then with but then I'm seeing like two, like sometimes personalities. So when it's yourself, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. But when it's with other people, it's like, bam, you got it. Um, really quick. So that's what I was getting. And when it was guidance on the right path, I wanted to answer that actually, that the path before there was something that was missing. You're headed in the right direction. There's still something to work on a little bit, but you are headed in the right direction for you. And there's more things that you're going to discover. So thank you.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, I'm happy to just have a quick thing. Um, wow. Okay, it's gone. Never mind.
oh, I thought you wanted to go ahead.
Yeah,
Please.
but I lost it, so
Oh,
maybe
okay.
we'll come back.
Okay. So anyways, dear Shakti. Okay. So as I see the cards laying on the table, you had a pretty growth, rebirth moment. And I see the readjustment in that phase. There seems to be new guidance coming in, new downloads, for lack of a better word. Um, yeah. So on the one hand, there's the harmony, the creative flow in the self is good. The flow in terms of work, expression, friendship, family is okay, but there's some things where you definitely need to be in control of, and abundance will unfold. But for now, it's really more working out of what did happen um, in the spiritual realm, and that takes a bit of time. That doesn't mean nothing happens, but these things are more subtle, and probably for you to realize, you probably already did, but or many things, but that's what I'm picking up for you, dear Shakti.
Yeah, you will further delve into the law of polarity and understand that either left or right matters not. So you will gather experience in the polarity that you have not well. It's not that you haven't dwelled in it, but um, there's a certain mm, benefit to learning to shut off from other people completely, and you might need that for what you seek. But we live in the human world. It's not like there can be a monk, right? So yeah. Um, mm, yeah, that's it for now.
Hello. Andromedas, you want to add something more?
No.
Okay, so for me, it appeared that you definitely will, how to say, you need to be like, it's more like advice is what I got. sun you got, which means you have to, if you like, you need not to control over yourself, because sometimes it could be that control holds you or something like that, because Emperor reversed. And that's why, but you definitely will, like whatever you was question about those state, you need to be like to be like child, open with yourself, if you want to achieve those spiritual whatever progress, because sun represents inner child. And with the sun, it is the energy which needs in light with you, like like to be not thinking maybe about anything what can make you more in a control. Yes, because Emperor upside down can be that what there are some blockages which holding you from the best achievement. And sometimes maybe it is a bit difficult to find this right balance with that. But yes, just be open, enlighten yourself. Renewal you also got with spiritual messages, which is also having sun on the back. So I kind of thinking with sun, you're removing all emotions which hold you back as well, because it's a lot of light and create those dancing energy or whatever. So this is my message. Thank you.
All right. Who's next? Sorry. Jay, did you want to go?
We are done already.
Oh, you did. Okay, so yes, you did. We had Horse-drawn portrait actually before Angus Stone.
Oh,
The Horse-drawn portrait is still with us. Horse-drawn portrait, are you still with us? You're very welcome, Shakti. It was a pleasure. I hope it was any helpful for you. Horse-drawn portrait, or who of, and or Angus, are you here? Who is here with us? We would like to. Yeah, you here. Fantastic. Naima, you here. I know, but we answered already the driving license question. So let's go to horse-drawn portrait question, and then we see. Opa. There you go, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, Almarie.
Yes, Marie, we get to you shortly, yeah? And thanks for sharing the feed.
So I'm not sure how to answer this because so when you say know about your trip home to make the best of it, I am feeling
Is she frozen?
Yes, we have
Technical.
lost Indy technically for a second. Yep. We will have her back in a moment. There she is. Okay.
yeah, I stopped because I saw that it was not streaming. But I'm getting like, yeah, most of it will it will be good, but there's something that has to be dealt with. I'm like on there. And then once you deal with that, it's going to go on a better stream. because there's different. Like I'm not sure why I feel all the emotions with you, but thank you.
I don't know. When I look into the crystal ball, all I get from it is the writings on the wall. Um, that's the message that I get from it. Uh, yeah, I'd like to hear what other people get from that. I try to look at the cards a little bit as well. In the meantime,
Yeah, it's
for you, horse-drawn portrait. I was going to call you pony there. The writings on the wall. I hope that resonates with you.
I. It's funny because the trip home feels like, for you at least, when I'm picking up, it's like you lose freedom again, something like that. You know, why couldn't you take that with home? Maybe that's maybe what you're supposed to bring home. You know. Uh, yes, but that's probably related to the feeling of freedom, what you just wrote. Sometimes we need to address certain things to feel free. Otherwise, we feel we suppress something in ourselves, and that's what you might feeling with in the car, that weight, you know. But now, usually when people start to taste certain kinds of freedoms, they hardly let go of them again. So that's like unpopping a balloon that ain't gonna happen. So yeah, that's my part for this. I hope that's helpful.
No, what I
Um,
got, I'm sorry. You want to go first? Because for me, I got Six of Cups upside down, and it's actually the message of childhood, past, everything what is connected with your like memories about the past. Because it is upside down, so I kind of would be saying there are some old pains or old issues which you maybe want to bring up or discuss, and obviously if this message appeared, they want you um, to kind of look for this. Like it will be definitely good for you to go there because some sort of issues you will figure out, or maybe some sort of connection will be restored because you also got Two of Cups. And it is like cooperation with someone else, or with your family or with your friend. I kind of thinking you will be talking to the friends because you got the message of the star, and it is the Aquarius, which represents friendship. So that's why I kind of thinking it will be good for you as a trip, and through this trip you will heal some pain from the past, which you definitely need. And maybe for a while you was holding on, and for a little bit isolated, like kind of I need because your spiritual message isolation, so, and maybe in this way you kind of felt like you wasn't being invited, or you wasn't being, like something needs to be discussed. And I do think with this trip you will find a right decision, because before maybe you didn't have a good chance opportunity to fix these things, but and that's what could make you feel isolated a little bit, or like what this is my message. Thank you.
Yeah, mostly
uh,
myself. So, Yeah, most has been said already. You'll learn to be calm and how to be smooth and closed, yet still maintaining openness while you're there. So it will be an intense experience. You'll learn, um, you'll delve deeper within yourself, and you'll come out of it probably knowing better what you want out of your life. Yeah, so I'm complete.
I'm getting that you should just be, if it's constructive, then you should address some things. Triggers you, and you feel like you could grow in an argument, then I would be careful with it. And you also got the boat card, traveling card, which is saying something like, um, even if you travel wide and far away, that doesn't mean that your heart changes. So you can see it both ways, that you may still feel connected to your parents and want to clear some conflict, or that this trip shouldn't just be with burdens in the first place. You will leave some burdens behind after the trip.
All right. So, I think we had everybody, or did we miss somebody before I cut off here and switch to our next question? No?
Yeah, we had everyone. Like I said at the beginning, like the writing's on the wall, and I said that I would look at the cards, but it feels like, yeah, what other people were seeing. It's like, well, should you address it? Probably always you should, but at the same time, I wouldn't expect a reaction, and maybe your expectations may not be met by that, and that's what you might be prepared for. Or that's what you might be fearing more so at this time. And I would say then your intuition's quite correct, but I would definitely encourage you to address these things for your personal development.
And you are very welcome, host on Portrait. I hope you have the guidance and the reminders you needed to hear. So our next question is of Anne-Marie Wheeler. She asking for a general card reading, whatever we see, I guess.
Reclaim your power. Tides are changing. Marriage, happy home. Reclaim your power.
Is that what you should give in ChatGPT to get the complete reading? Yeah.
Okay, so for me, you finished, or you want to say more, Andromedas?
Oh, for now, it's okay. Maybe something more concrete.
Hmm?
For now, it's okay. You can go. You can go.
No, I got like there will be some, or they suggest that's what you need at the moment, like some sort of like new journey. I don't know why, but I got the full message as well for you, and usually it is about your learning on past experience. So there should be some reflection on your past, and after that you can, some new doors can be opened for you, because what I got also spiritual, it's a bittersweet message, which always means that as a window is open when the door is closed, shortly closing. So which means if you want something new, first you need to close like, or not forget, but sort of like reflect on the past and not disturb it, and kind of go for the new things, because that's what appeared for you. Some kind of new path you need to get on, but it will be definitely need a reflection on the past, because something maybe doesn't hold you back or something. That's what I feel. Thank you.
I get so I got a jigsaw puzzle. So there's like some pieces missing that would be like over here. So which is telling me that there's some things that you wanted to express and did not express. I also feel something sometimes like toward it's a root chakra, something like that. And I feel that you're working on things. You're trying to develop more, and you're working on, and you don't always trust the intuition. They're saying trust the psychic things that you're getting, and just know sometimes it's hard to figure out, okay, what is the intuition and what is the mind, but they're saying that you're getting more in zone with it and keep getting on that. um, let's see. And it said, hmm, again with the inner voice and things like that, to open up more. Thank you.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I definitely felt you on that expression part because when I'm looking into the crystal ball, I see like the shepherd's cane, and it's like seeking leadership, but not getting the leadership, or worrying about the outcome. But I feel like what Mindy had said there is to express your feelings a bit more, so you get the validation from that leadership. Because I feel like there was something that happened like 6 months ago, maybe. That was quite a substantial dip, or hump, or whatever you want to call it. And I feel like it's leveled out, but you still haven't, you're not feeling that expansion or that high again. And yeah, but at the end, I think, yeah, what Android and Peace picked up on as well, like I do see the love heart that comes from this. And like Mindy said, there's a piece of you missing. So are you wanting, as yourself and someone wanted to bring something into this world? Is this, something like you feel that's missing, and maybe that is what the communication is about? I feel, you know, this time around, especially towards the last quarter of this year. Um, I think that part of yourself is healed for sure, and then um, the way will show itself. Basically, the leadership will show itself as well. But yeah, remember, it's more of expressing your feelings a little bit more, so then you can, shine a little bit of light on the darkness. And although it might feel a bit painful, see it for what it is, a bit of sadness or uneasy feelings, and then the answers come, the leadership comes, the inspiration comes, and the expansion as well.
Um, I also see here that there is a bit of a disbalance between your um, motivation and expression too. So it feels like it's easy for you to keep it a bit shallow in some parts. I mean, I see a lot of opportunities kind of coming here, or it may be that when you are getting blessings, you don't really use the full potential um, of this wave of energy what you get, and it's pretty easy to stagnate because it seems like you leave behind this passion that um, brought you this idea in the first place. So maybe you get an idea and then you don't really do it, but that blocks you because you may have a problem of connection or expression towards yourself. But I do see here also that it may affect your relationships too in the end, because you want to get something without doing so much for it in some aspects. I don't know why I get this message, but it may help.
Hey, I'm Marie. So on the personal spiritual level, um, there's a bit of an energy drought coming, so that's definitely one where you have to pull through. The same is there right now. There's nothing. What's a highlight basically? Okay, so it's really a time to pull through right now and be strong and stay on the line. Family, friends, I kind of see it just as being more work right now. But good things come out of that area also. Uh, so yes, really, it seems that if I have to sum it up in a few short words, it's really a time for adjustments and fine tuning in your life. So that's neither negative or positive in that sense, but it's more as better you pay attention to it, as smoother it will go. That's my message to you, dear Anne Marie. So we had one more question. I'm not sure if that person is still with us. That was the one Jay put up, I think. The guidance. Okay. Well, you guys decide. My Mai is still with us and she asked for a guidance question. So if there's nobody else and you guys are okay with, we can go for hers. Do you have a specific guidance question or spiritual guidance, general guidance? What is it? If we have you already here, because as more precise your question, as better we can guide you, of course. Well, see, the universe conspired for you to have these moments, so don't worry. Will you move house? That's a good question. Let's have a look at that. I will put that up on the screen for everybody to see. There we go.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't know, my Mike, because you see it. Okay, I don't think everybody is clear on the moving house part. From what I see, because I see the clarity in reverse. Um, so it's not quite clear. Obviously, that's the obvious answer because you've already asked us. But I think that what the clarity card seeing here is not everybody is on board with your thought patterns there or your thought process. Um, and I feel like, yeah, probably the more you reflect it with other people, or maybe it's none of their business, or put more energy into the intention behind it, um, for sure. I think there is more of yourself stopping you in the way there. Um, because if I was going to give it like a timeline, if you were asking for a timeline, neighbors, yeah, okay, yeah, I do see some chaos there. Um, yeah, I feel like you want to move quite suddenly, and that also puts a little bit of pressure on you. So I think like looking around October, November time and thinking about it a little bit more, and reevaluating it into 2024, like the end of January. But realistically, I don't know. I see a probably a longer timeline there. But I feel like whatever with your neighbors here, you do find some harmony here towards November. Not that you have to, make peace if you don't want to, but I feel like um, you'll naturally feel a lot more harmony within yourself as well. So yeah, timeline wise, I'm seeing, yeah, 1 to 2 years really. Um, but I feel like see what the harmony is like in November and reevaluate this in January time is what I am advising you here.
Uh, yes, and it's also tied with some sort of new spiritual beginning or a new way of you seeing the world and yourself, deeper comprehending. Maybe start some sort of spiritual practice. I don't know, but this moving is also of a spiritual rebirth and restart.
So I would say no, you can, you want, so you definitely will move, but I don't see you moving anytime soon. You got two of wands reversed, and it's about planning. So I kind of thinking, no, yes, desire, wanting, but you see upside down, it's also about the choices. So I kind of see that before making this important step, you have to plan everything properly, like, and reflect on on options which coming. I do see complications from your neighbors, or because you got devil reversed, you see, and that's kind of what you want maybe to get rid of, because there is a lot of, I don't know, con, control of the or the nasty, I don't know. Devil includes everything, like, so possibly that's what makes you, and you want to cut off this connection, because it makes you maybe always negative, and they definitely maybe make you in a negative state, or you had some issues or whatever, because it's a devil and upside down, and it can be about control as well. uh, but you see, again, you got two offsets, and it's about the choices, options, hesitation. So I kind of thinking you not yet have decided where to move. You want it because that will help you to get rid of your neighbors or this negative energy. But like I said, your good planning will help. That's why I don't think it will happen like within a couple months. I don't think so. Maybe more like next year or something, when everything will be planned. And yes, and when you will see a right option, because at the moment you also, I don't see kind of see this. And yeah, and maybe it also can include some financial things, because it's you need like when I'm asking about what can help you, it's like making right solutions and Five of Pentacles reverse. So you kind of need balance all things, where to go, how much it will cost you, and options or place should be making you feel comfortable and cozy, I guess. So there will be some options you will look into, but I kind of thinking something maybe will not make you satisfied. That's where you need more timing. Thank you.
I feel that it will take time also, because basically it's the right time, right place. It's going to be later on, and if it's too soon, it could not be the exact thing that you want. So like if something's going to come along and you're just going to know that this is the time I do it. And it's almost good for the pausing and reflecting and checking everything out and checking, because there's other things too. As they were saying, I agree also with the people. They're not everyone is on board, and yes, with the people around you, sometimes it's a little bit harder. But I do feel that there's going to be this perfect time that later on, that's going to be that just works for everyone. Thank you.
I have the dead card here, which means rebirth is also in your challenges. I do see two masculine energies. And I feel that what you need to leave behind spiritually in this is also this energy that was between you and your neighbors, and the way you grow or not grow with these energies around you. And in order to, like, the right moment will be when you are ready to leave behind these energies. um, and I see then you would also be able to give more to the others around you. Not like when you're drained, you cannot really do that. So yeah, the right time will come. I definitely see you moving, but it also needs to come with a rebirth of yourself in this. And yeah, it does have a lot to do with the neighbors, kind of, or when you will be able to not get triggered anymore at all by this energy, you will have this rebirth.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to be completely spiritually honest in this answer here, even though it's not a spiritual question at all. Uh, when you read it like that. So first of all, your guides are very unhappy that this is the question you choose to ask at this moment in time. I want to let you know that part. The second part is that there seems to be other things of importance. I agree with what Jay just said, the triggering of the neighbors. You know about manifestation and how you attract things into your life, and that is definitely part of the lesson here. Because the question is not when and will you move. You know you will move eventually. Okay, I know it's not always easy. Who are your guides? That's your job to find out. That's not part of the question, but it's a good question. So right now, it's really to find your moment, your place in yourself of stillness, even if you sit in the storm, because that's the stillness, the seed of your manifestation for this house needs. It's not a money issue. It's not any issue at all. It's really just the thing of readjustment, you know. Um, but still, and I'm not saying I can confirm the timeline of earliest end of the years because I looked it up in the crystal ball because I was curious. Um, it's more how much energy you give to other things. Of course, I understand it if it's a semi-detached house and the neighbor is doing again loud music and God knows what in the middle of the night. It sucks. But right now, it seems it's part of your developmental stuff. I have, funny enough, a lot of love cards here. I'm not sure if that was the question, but all I'm saying is that the house question, why your guides disagreed, is probably because you knew the answer already. So that's just that part, and that's the spiritual honesty. But I think that you on the path to do this, and then other things will um, unfold. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't see the house being a money issue, so it's really a spiritual lesson connected to it, because it's too easy to just run away. Sorry, guys. Hey, we. I mean, it's it's something. I think it's even if you are connected and do it in your work, sometimes you just want to be comfortable and be relaxed. Okay, thank you for your.
Can I just,
Hmm?
oh, sorry, I just wanted to add a little bit after
Please.
she mentioned about the thing, because I also got spiritual message, which I kind of didn't understand at once, because it was perseverance, which is about the lady who comes on stage and tries and then feels a little bit doubt about successfulness or something. So, and I thinking it's about her, maybe whatever she is, some singer. And like you said, guardians, that I think about this moving, maybe it's not actually the question which really spirits wanted or something, because it's more about you to like more concentrate on whatever you're doing with your skills. For me, for example, I think, and more in that direction, because moving definitely will happen once you will find those kind of interesting place or something, but you need more to grow within your piano, meditation, whatever you said. So this is kind of a thing which, yeah, my spirit wants to tell you. Thank you.
So, what are you saying? Do we call it a day? Was some nice questions. I don't think we have anything pending anymore. or you want to go longer?
It's been a little quiet, I guess, for the weekend. Maybe a closing message, a card, or whoever's still around.
Okay, last chance. If you are watching this and you have a question, you have the chance now. Where did our banner go? Ta, ta, ta.
Okay.
Okay. See? You can
That's
see
it.
the state of the world. The people are pretty enlightened. They don't have questions anymore.
Yeah. Well, I have a card before um, we finish, or if anybody else has a card, I like to just give a little message. What do you call it? An intermission, I guess. I got the number 22, which relates to the house actually. So this is the heart of the cosmos. Card number 22 is the master builder. And it is all about getting to the heart of the matter. And of course, looking at the foundations, looking at the root, looking at the structure, of course, the house, the body, the temple, and how each of these are reflections in their own right. Um, as to, yeah, what Maj's question was with the house and finding that inner harmony. Um, it's more about getting to the heart of the matter and speaking more of the heart. And I guess bringing it right back to, home is always where the heart is in that regard. And once that feels like home inside the heart, then the foundations will be pretty strong regardless of the weather or regardless of the surroundings and the circumstances as well. Anybody else like to share a message?
So you're saying that a broken heart is a broken house, or what?
Sorry? No, home is where
You
the
say,
heart is.
okay.
Home is where the heart is. So I wasn't in relation to much specifically, but I think more of the energies of just the closing message, to be fair. Home is where the heart is, and looking at the heart of the matter, knowing that the body is the temple and the house is just a reflection of what's going on inside, and not allowing them external circumstances to have that big of an influence on the internal state or the internal being in that regard. Is a good recipe for strong foundations. And the card number 22, or the numerology of the 22, is, of course, the numerology of the master builder. Well, if anybody wanted to share a card before we leave, I guess.
Sure. I just got access into unpepped resources. Look for the higher possibilities, look for the higher things going on. Sometimes we need to go out of the comfort zone and just start something that we've, like if you want to do journaling, if you want to do something on writing, and get started on it. I feel that some people have like held back a little bit. So just push a little bit. Thanks.
Right.
I got message of hope and manifestation. So possibly more enlightenment, more manifestation should be done if someone wants to achieve something or you definitely need to connect with spirit and manifest and hold the hope within you, because more you kind of everyday thinking about what you want, more energy you create in universe, and more successful it is for achieving the goal, because that helps energy like to build up, and then obviously universe will send you what you want. No, and you, yeah, so this is manifestational message of the hopes.
Nice.
Thank you.
See, I have a very simple message. It's not a card. You know, it's a cover card when you buy a new tarot deck. That's where we will get back to soon. So forget the cards.
The cover card? What is the cover card?
Ah, that's the total reset,
Oh,
the
yeah.
great reset. Monsieur Schwab explains about it. Now I'm being sarcastic. Forgive me.
Uh, I don't think you're completely wrong, to be fair. I mean, yeah, I think, from the beginning of when we started the live stream to the end, I think, the message is quite consistent with, the stillness and the lacking of responsibility and um, all of this type of thing. It seems to be leading to, you know, um, yeah, people becoming a lot more, what's the word? Uh, I don't want to say responsible again, but yeah, it's almost like the system is really crumbling, and the civilization is kind of collapsing because the lies they can't continue. I think the Indian rocket really summed it up. You know, I sure I played that computer when the PlayStation first launched.
Yeah, I think they took that sequence from Atari game or something.
So yeah,
Oh,
you could.
once you didn't know it, India landed on the south pole of the moon on the dark side with an unmanned probe. At least that's what they say.
Yeah,
So
and then the AI computer decided to generate the picture of them on the dark side of the moon with the sun in the background and the stars in the sky, even though there's no stars outside of the atmosphere or even so many miles above the cloud in the sky, you can't even see the stars. So, yeah,
So, congratulations to India on this great achievement.
this card could represent the dome actually as well. The world, if you like. Hmm, interesting.
Yeah, no, I was being sarcastic, but I think it's still nonetheless uh, will get better eventually. But we have like what 32 weeks of tribulation ahead of us.
32.
That's what they call it. So all of this is build up to something. So, but we don't want to go too much into the occult and so I think we have definitely no more questions. If nobody wants to add a card or anything anymore, I suggest we say goodbye for today.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for
Good
coming.
night and goodbye. It's been great.
Bye
Bye.
bye.